finally, the clutch comes in. As you can see, the car is right behind me. We're in the garage. This is where the car's gonna be resting for like 3-4 days. So yes, we could probably do the clutch job in like 8 hours, but hey, some of us got college classes to attend to in a 40-hour job a week. That didn't even make sense, but we're gonna take our time on it. 3 to 4 days. So today is currently Friday, almost Saturday. It's late at night, so I'm gonna work on it. I'm gonna tear everything down from the top, and then probably tomorrow or the next day we're gonna drop the tranny and obviously put the next clutch in. So as you can see, let me show you its resting place for the next 3 or so days. It's sitting in my garage. Obviously got my tool chest right here, and then the clutch that just came in. So this is the Black Forest Industries. It's a stage 3 clutch. Haven't even opened this up yet. So it comes with the pressure plate, as you can see right here. Huge. This shit is so heavy. Here's the stage 3 clutch disc right here. Honestly looks legit. All the hardware, Loctite, clutch alignment tool, all the hardware for the flywheel, and then here is the lightweight single mass flywheel. Let me put that right there. And then in here, I'm assuming it's a throwout bearing. Yeah, so there's the throwout bearing to accompany all of that. So over the next few days, all of this junk is gonna go in the car, and then obviously we're gonna tune it with the COBB access port to stage 2 for the time being, because I'm still waiting on an intercooler. We haven't decided what company we want to go with, and then once I decide what company we go with, obviously once we get that in, another install video on that, and then we'll go stage 3, and then probably a pro tune. We'll throw it on the dyno, get the numbers for you guys, but it should be pretty legit. So on the agenda for the next 3 days, I'm also taking my time on it. So obviously I'm tearing the car apart, we're dropping the tranny, throwing in the new clutch, flywheel, etc, etc. But I'm also going to do some paint work on the car, much needed, and I got the garage time, so I might as well do it. Obviously I should probably check over all the bolts under the car, on the drivetrain, everything like that, since we're going to push a lot more power, and I'm going to have the car up for a few days, so I might as well do all that. But I'm just excited. Not that I was bored with the car, but I actually didn't plan on going stage 2 or stage 3, at least for the time being. I plan on dumping a lot more money into a clothing company that I'm starting up, and you guys will hear a lot more about that in the time proceeding, like a month or 2 will be the first drop. So I didn't plan on doing the clutch, but we launched the car for the first time on the tune, and it didn't like that. So it literally smoked the clutch. I've been babying it for like 3 or 4 days until the clutch came in, but man, it's not liking it. So finally, we're not gonna drag it on any longer. Put the clutch in, which is okay. Obviously we'll have some fun with it. So I'll keep you about to set the camera up on this tripod right here, and my idea is I'm gonna start in the engine bay, get everything from the top, battery box, intake, some of the intercooler piping, probably drop the down pipe, shifter linkage, the top of the tranny bolts, the starter. So I'm just gonna go step by step. I'm gonna work from the top, as I said, obviously easiest, and then I'll jack the car up and do all the work from underneath. But my idea is, it's just me, because my lame ass friends bailed on me, because we were supposed to bang this out, and that's also why it's gonna take longer, because my freaking friends bailed on me. So I'm just gonna set it up on the tripod, and I'll make it into a time lapse if that's cool with everybody. So let's get started. 15-20 minutes so far. Just listen to music. I just got these AirPods today. I don't know how I feel. I feel weird having them in, and I just like, I don't know, like aesthetically, I don't know if I like them. But we're not here for AirPods. We're here for clutch install. So let me show you some of the progress so far. So I took out the intake, removed the engine cover, just took out the battery in the battery box, and then I'm about to remove the shifter linkage. So there's one bolt here, one bolt here. Then I have to actually take the linkage off that goes into the car right here. And that should free up some space. And then we'll just film a time lapse. Time lapse. Man, I can't even speak right now. It's kind of late. But I'm gonna film a time lapse. Finally, I get it 3 times the charm right there. Very important. I thought I would tell you guys this before I forget and before you guys forget. If you have a Mark 7 or any front wheel drive car that has a shifter linkage like this, sorry for the bad angle, I'm like the hood's in my way. You want to mark the splines on the shifter linkage itself. Otherwise it's going to be off and you're going to have problems there. So let me show you. So right here, I just took the bolt out of the shifter linkage right here. So let me zoom in, you'll see the splines itself. So you see those splines right there. I'm gonna mark right here on both the linkage itself and the spline that's gonna stay on the transmission itself, so that when I put this back on, I can line them up. Alright, so I just removed all the shifter linkage. As you can see, there's the spline from the transmission completely exposed. Ooh, let me put that back. Linkage right here, linkage right here. I just took the nut off the ground for the starter, and I'm about to take the starter bolt off right there from the top, and then there's 2 more on the bottom. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna stick to time lapse because, like I said, I'm by myself. So, ooh, watch out for that cord. By myself, so it's kind of hard to film.
Mubs got beats.
All right, so let me catch you up on update number 2 before my battery dies, and I gotta change it real quick. I gotta go run inside and grab one. So I moved the top starter bolt. That's also where the ground was attached to. It was like a double-sided. I removed the shifter linkage bracket, and it's zip tied up right here, all the shifter linkage. And then the shifter linkage, part of the bracket was attached to the top transmission bolt. So that battery wasn't playing games. It showed the red bar for literally 2 seconds and died. So it cut off that last clip. As I was saying, I took off the top transmission bolt as well. So we got 1 bolt down. I think there's 5 or 6 tranny bolts. I think there's 2 or 3 more I can see up here, and then the rest will be underneath. So From here on out, I think I'm gonna jack the car up, take the wheels off, and then we gotta start doing some work from underneath. So stay tuned for the time lapse. All right, so I lied. I'm not going to the bottom yet. I needed to remove the, what is this? The neutral signal off the transmission. It goes right here. Quick plug, unplug. Then I'm going to take off the bleeder, clutch bleeder while I'm up top as well. And then I'm going to take the other transmission bolt that I haven't taken out from the top as well. And then we'll go to the bottom. Alright, so I've been working for about an hour. Car's still on the ground, so all the work's been done from the top, but I'm kind of maxed out on what I could do from the top. So I'm gonna put the car on 4 jack stands, I'm gonna take the tires off, the rims, and it's gonna be sad because it's gonna be like that for 3 days. This is my baby. So I'm gonna jack it up, and then I'm going to take off the skid plate, get the starter out. I gotta remove the fender liners on both sides. And then we'll start working on disconnecting the axles from the transmission itself. So we'll have a time lapse and all that. But I'm gonna change the camera angle up, obviously, because I'm gonna start working under the car now. Alright, that took fucking 10-15 minutes to just jack the car up. Car's lowered, so it's hard to get the jack under anyways. And if you own a Mark 7, you know that the jack points are trash on this car. But it's in the air. I only broke loose the front 2 tires because obviously I only need to take the front 2 off so I can get in there and get the fender liner and the drive axles and everything like that. But the whole car's up so I can get under it. I only put them up like 1 click each. Should be enough for now, but it's all even across. So I can jack it up more when I need to. Alright, it is currently 2 hours since the last update. So this is update 3. I'm by myself, so it was kind of hard to film, especially when I was under the car. But I'll just go over what I did. I guess I could have filmed a time lapse, but I mean the lighting's kind of bad in the car and I spend most of my time on my back. So once again, everything up top's pretty much taken care of. The only thing left up here is the tranny brace to the frame, and then like 3 or 4 more tranny bolts that we'll do tomorrow when we drop the transmission. But underneath, let me get in here. So I disconnected, it's kind of dark, but I disconnected the axles on both sides. So there's 6 bolts on the axles. And I did that on driver and passenger side. And then basically there's a hex bolt, 6mm hex bolt inside the flanges themselves, so you can pull the flanges off because you're gonna need the clearance when you drop it. I took all the heat shields off from down there. I didn't have to take off the downpipe, which was nice. Unbolted the sway bar end links. I unbolted the tranny mount and from the bottom and the dog bone mount. So I've compiled a bunch of parts over here in the corner right now. So all these have come off. I took the starter out. These are the flanges for the drive axles, the dog bone mount right there, and then all the hardware. It's all labeled. So it's been pretty good night. Actually, everything went pretty smooth. The only thing that kind of sucked is on the driver's side. I had to unbolt the lower control arm because I couldn't get enough clearance for the axle to move enough out of the way so I could get that flange out, because like I said, I need to take the flange off so when I drop it down it doesn't hit the side of the lower control arm or the subframe. But yeah, everything's pretty much done. There's literally nothing else to do except unbolt the transmission and drop it, which I'm gonna do tomorrow, and then probably one more day, and then I'll install everything, you know, install the new pressure plate and everything and torque spec everything. But I'm gonna end it here. We'll pick it up tomorrow. Peace.